Next, I'd like to walk you through a very important document for our online course, and that is the course syllabus. So from the homepage, you can access the syllabus under course information, and it's going to be there for the entire duration of the course. And when you scroll down, you'll see the first three very important documents. So the course syllabus is the first one, and all you need to do is click the link, and it will open up the syllabus in a new window. And the syllabus will open up as a PDF document that you can print or save to your computer. So for those of you who've taken university-based courses in the past, you know that the syllabus sort of serves as the guiding document for both students and the professor. And so this syllabus is specific to the Summer 2 Open Online course. And you'll first find my contact information and all of the various ways that you can contact me. So via phone, fax, in person at my office, or via email. Underneath that, you'll see our general CNI graduate program goals. And these are the goals that we as a faculty have agreed upon and strive to reach in teaching you graduate coursework. And so that has to do with knowledge application and communication in the field of curriculum and instruction. Underneath that, you'll see the course description for PDTC 538, Principles of Instructional Design and Technology. And the crux of this course is to arm you with critical knowledge and skills for designing and implementing online learning objects, tools, and activities to engage and empower your students. Our goal for this course is for you to really develop enduring understanding, so big, broad ideas that you can take with you to apply in other contexts of your life in terms of implementing online learning objects, tools, and activities. And so you're going to get the chance to demonstrate your increased knowledge of strategically integrating lots of different tools for teaching and learning. You're going to get to collaborate with your fellow participants, connect with experts in the field, and most importantly, I hope that you're able to build personal learning networks that you can sustain even after our course concludes. Below the course goal, you'll see our learning outcomes broken down by both knowledge outcomes and skill outcomes. And I'm not going to read through each of these, but you'll see these learning outcomes throughout the duration of our course in terms of that whole explore, learn, connect, collaborate, and experiment, apply theme that we have in our course. There are no required textbooks in this course. It is entirely free. But in terms of the technology you do need a high-speed, reliable, internet-connected computer, and you're going to need an up-to-date browser, and the three that I recommend are Chrome, Firefox, or Safari. Actually, the one that I use is Chrome. And you can download those if you don't already have them by just Googling download Chrome or download Firefox or download Safari. One note here is that Internet Explorer is not a recommended browser. So you want to steer clear of that while you're logged into our course. You may also want to invest in a headset because there's quite a lot of video in this course, and if you have kids or if you're in a noisy work environment, a headset will just let you concentrate a little bit better, but that's not required. In terms of entrance competencies for this graduate level course, there are some computer skills that you need. So you need to be able to comfortably navigate the internet, to troubleshoot common computer problems, to upload, download, and attach files, to use a word processing and word presentation software, to use folders to organize files on your computer, and so forth. And then you also, because it's an online course, you need good time management skills, and you need competency in reading, writing, and communication. And I encourage you to check out the Online Success Toolbox for some strategies that you can use for these types of skills. Next is the writing proficiency statement, and this is just saying that because it's a graduate level course, we expect your writing to be on point, and that we can't spend a whole lot of time proofreading your paper for you. So as a graduate student, we expect you to do that ahead of time and to turn in papers that are free of non-content errors, so mechanics, spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Underneath the writing proficiency statement is the method of instruction, and so this is a course that I've designed to be fully online. I utilize the principles of both constructivism and connectivism, and you'll learn a little bit more about those theories in week 2. But because of the size of this course, we have over 160 participants. I'm lucky to have 6 team leads who are going to help me facilitate this course. And hopefully for you, make it a little bit more personal, interactive, and meaningful. And so we're going to have interactive content. You're going to see lots of demonstration videos. You're going to have some readings, some small group collaborative exercises, social media posts, individual experiments, reflective activities, and individual self-assessments. That's going to make up our course. If you need help at any point during the course, we have a Blackboard help desk that's available for you from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. most evenings. So you can call either this 968-1960 number or this toll-free option 3 number, and you're going to reach someone who can help you with your issue. So whether that's a technical issue with the course that the help desk helps you with, or whether they escalate the call to myself or one of our support leads, Jana Courtney or Adam Hull, to answer questions related to the content or the tools that we're using. Either way, you're going to get help when you need it. Next, we have a tutorial that you can watch. It's called ondemand.blackboard.com, and it's designed for acclimating students to Blackboard. But you're watching the orientation videos right now that are much more customized to our course. So the videos that I'm providing you, I hope, give you a good orientation and feel for how our course is going to take place. But if you need some supplemental information, you're welcome to watch the on-demand videos. This next section just highlights the importance of you reaching out to other members of the course. So if you feel isolated at any point, reach out to me, to your team lead, to the help desk, to a fellow participant. It's important for you to make those connections to not feel isolation in an online course. And so I've given you some information here about doing that. Next, I'm going to walk you through just very quickly our course topics outline, and you're going to have another video that goes into this in a lot more detail. But you'll just see our 5 short weeks together are going to be pretty packed. So we have a course overview and introduction, which you're doing right now, and you're learning about learning management systems as a tool. In week 2, we have understanding educational technology trends and issues, and the tools that week are online communication and collaboration tools. In week 3, it's designing and developing curriculum with technology, and the tool is content and resource curation and creation tools. Week 4 is teaching information literacy and digital citizenship, and the tool is websites and apps. And week 5 is spurring change as teacher leaders, and you're going to get to experiment with multimedia tools. Okay, so here's the part that you probably scrolled straight to before you watched this video, and that is how you'll be evaluated in the course. So I use a 100-point grading scale, and so you've seen this in courses that you've taken before, no doubt. But underneath that, it tells you the exact course deliverables and the percentage that those deliverables are of your final grades. And so I'm going to kind of go through and talk about each of these deliverables. So the first 2 deliverables that I'm going to talk about were designed to get you to interact at 3 levels. So your team discussion is to get you to interact with your team, which is around 25 to 30 students. The class tweets are to get you to interact with the class as a whole. And the key point Google document is with your small group. And so it's to get you to interact on a more intimate level with 5 to 6 other students. In addition to the initial introduction post that you're going to do this week on the virtual bulletin board, starting next week, you're going to do discussions with your team in a Google Plus community. And you'll have instructions for doing all of that, so don't worry about it just yet. But you're going to use Google Plus and your community page on Google Plus as a platform for dialoguing with your team. And then you're also going to be required to send out a tweet each week, starting in week 2, to the class hashtag, which is #TarletonOOC. And so that will be a way that we can communicate as a class around the conversation of the Tarleton OOC. Don't worry, you're going to have instructions for that as well when we get to it. The Key Point Google document is something that you do with your small groups of 5 to 6 students. And that's where you're going to choose a broad idea or a takeaway point that really hit home for you from the content from that week. And you're going to share that in a Google document with your small group. And you're going to kind of flesh out that idea. So you're going to provide us with the related resource and a description of how that key point applies to your own teaching practice. So again, that will be with your small groups, and that doesn't start until week 2. Okay, moving down to the technology experiment activities. This first week you are kind of getting to experiment with learning management systems from a student perspective, and I did give you a moonwalking bear activity to do as well, but the true experiments will start in week 2. And this is where you're going to watch a video demonstration of a tool, and then you're going to go out and you're going to experiment with that tool. And what you'll do is you'll take a screenshot of the experiment. And then you reflect upon it. So you reflect upon not only what you learn in terms of the content, but in experimenting with a related tool. And you'll provide a screenshot in your reflection showing your team lead that you did experiment with that tool. Now this reflection document is shared just between you and your team lead. And you'll be setting that up this first week. And the idea here is that each week you go in and you reflect, and your team lead can dialogue with you about your questions, your insights, and your progress in the course as you go. And finally, you have self-assessment quizzes, and these are very low-stake assessments of your mastery of the content of the course. So you can take them as many times as you'd like to demonstrate that mastery. Okay, just a few notes with regard to the syllabus. First, you have to complete this course with a C or better in order to get it transcribed for graduate credit here at Tarleton. Also, you have to complete it with a C or better to receive a CPE completion letter. And so that's just something to know. It's a little bit different than other courses where you could make a D, but in this case, for this course, it has to be a C or better. The second note just again emphasizes the importance of you participating each week and getting all of your deliverables done before the deadline. And as you can see, it's strongly advised that you not wait until Sunday to begin participating because then you just don't get as much out of it. I strongly believe that you get out of this course what you put into it. And so waiting until Sunday shortchanges you, and it shortchanges the students that you would have interacted with. And in Note 3, I just talk about how the syllabus is a planning document and it's subject to change. And so if it does change, I'll be sure to let you know 1 week ahead of time. Next, we have the standards of conduct and academic honesty. And this just states that in an online course, I and the institution expect that you maintain high standards of personal and scholarly conduct. And so you can read through this for what that means. But again, you get out of this course what you put into it. And so any form of cheating or plagiarism or doing someone else's work is not acceptable. The final section is our CNI graduate program expectations for professionalism, and this is something that we expect from our students and we also model for our students. And so that just has to do with communicating appropriately and effectively with stakeholders, working collaboratively with your colleagues and your mentors and your supervisors, demonstrating a strong commitment to the teaching profession and demonstrating leadership for the profession, taking responsibility for your own personal and professional development in terms of your teaching practices, and of course upholding the code of ethics for Texas educators. So that's it with regard to the syllabus. Again, it's important to print it out so you have it for reference next to your computer. And next I'm going to go through the course schedule.